Hello family, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Happy New Year, happy 2023. Welcome to a beautiful year. This is my first post in the year. Like, I can't believe that. In my last video, if you guys remember, I said that I might post when I am traveling or when I'm going to get my PVC. Actually, I got my PVC. Hope you've got your PVC for this year's election. And but when I traveled to the east, I just couldn't bring out my everything to start vlogging or to start posting on YouTube. I was so relaxed. It was so refreshing. No Lagos noise, no heat, no traffic, like as if I was in another world. I so much rested this period, and I just couldn't bring out anything to say I want to start doing YouTube. I'm so sorry that I did not keep you guys abreast of what was happening in my life. Some people reached out to me like, oh, you've not seen your post and everything. I was really like a star that my YouTube, is impacting in people's life. But I'm sincerely very sorry, and I hope that this year will have a very wonderful journey together. So this is a new year. I mean, yeah, new year, new me, new year resolution, this one, that one. I did not make any new year resolution before this new year. But today I actually sat down and I wrote out what I want to achieve this year by the grace of God. I actually wrote it out in a book in my jotter, and I'm hoping that God will help me to achieve all of them this year. Now, this video, it's the topic is right mindset to have in the year 2023. So basically, a lot of things have happened within this new year that just started. Like a lot of things like have happened from December ending till now. A lot of people have died. I know two of my friends have lost their moms, and it's really tragic. So my friend gave birth, which is also a beautiful news, and some it has just been one story or the other. You will not be thinking that this year, how will the year eventually turn out? But I just want to give you guys just 4 mindsets to have for the year 2023. So the first one is actually, okay, before I start, I'll tell you guys a story. So one of my friends reached out to me, a lady. She was like, oh, this year she doesn't want it to be bad like the other years. And I kind of understood that. So I was like, what do you want to do this year? She was like, she now told me what she wants to do. She applied for this, she applied for that. I was like, hopefully things are going to turn out well. And the next day, another guy reached out to me that, oh, he doesn't want this year to be like other years. He feels he has not achieved a lot. He had a lot of stories, and I really understood him. And it's always so when you can't really do anything for your friend that is telling you that they want a much better year. And even one of my very close friends that she has been applying to one place like that, she got a rejection mail today. So stories upon stories, and the year is just starting, and it's very discouraging. You get, because December is the time to show off. My dear, God bless you, show off. But a lot of people it's always really a hard time for a lot of people, because they see their friends showing what they achieved throughout the year, and they're looking at their life like, is this how my life is going to be? Do you get? And I just want to tell you guys the 4 mindsets to have for the year 2023. So the first one is actually to trust God. Now, trust God. I'm sure people are like, trust God. I've been trusting him all these years, and maybe things are not as beautiful as you want them to be. Now, we all have this wrong mindset that we to say, we plan, but God will say so. You get? And that God will say so, we have the mentality in our hearts that God can never say that this thing will work. Like, we always believe that if we aim for something too high, God cannot give us. So I want to bring us to scripture, Psalm chapter 21 verse 2. So King David said that was giving him his heart's desire, and has not withheld his request of his lips. So this is King David. David was president of Israel, like one of the greatest nations in the early years. It's still one of the greatest nations in today's world. He was, do you know what it is for someone to desire to be a president, for someone to desire to have? He was so rich to the extent that he actually provided for everything that they used to build the temple of God. So if God can give David fame, money, children, a lot of things, God can actually give us our heart desires. Some of us, we think that God cannot do big things for us. We always think that sorry we always limit ourselves to what to little things, that this is what God can do. That your heart desire that is impossible, I want you to know this year that God can actually give it to you. Most times when I see people that are much better than me, based on financially, materially, a lot of things, I'm always telling myself that God that created them, same God that created me, if God can do it for them, one day God is going to do it for me. So there's really nothing in this world that you put your mind to and you really ask God in sincerity of heart that is not going to give you this year. But most of us, we don't believe that God can actually do it for us. We see ourselves as we are not worthy to have this. Why will you feel that you're not worthy to have the blessings? Why will you feel that you're not worthy to be the best, be the richest, be the most beautiful, to achieve everything that you really want to achieve this year? So I really want us to have the right mindset that when we are saying God, when we are going to God, that God, this is what we want this year, I want us to really believe that God is going to give it to us this year. Do you understand? So the second Bible passage to support this is Psalm chapter 37 verses 3 and 4. That I was saying, trust in the Lord and do good, and He's going to give you your heart desires. God also said in that chapter that it's going to give you what? Your heart desires. So that's the first step, to actually believe that God can give us our heart desires. Now that's the first point. The second point actually is to know what is your heart's desire. What do you really want? First one is to have the belief that God is going to give it to me. Second one is actually to write down what you actually want. Like I told you guys, I actually sat down today, 13th of January. I wrote down everything I want to achieve this year, every beautiful thing I want to really achieve this year. So write it down. Know exactly what do you want this year. What exactly do you really want this year? What is your heart desire? What are the things that are going to distract you from having those heart desires? Things, a lot of things that you're engaging in, is it really helpful? Is it going to help you? A lot of videos you watch, a lot of things you engage yourself in, is it really necessary for the year 2023? The funny thing is that we are all getting old. We are all really getting old. Like each day we are getting old. That's the sad truth, but that is the truth. So what exactly do you really want? I'm not trying to put pressure on you, but I'm trying to help you to see the reality. What are your heart desires? What can you do to achieve them this year? So the third point is actually to know your friends. Who are the people that you relate with? I read Smart Money Woman yesterday, no, the day for yesterday, and it was a bomb. Like I really enjoyed the book. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry, I really enjoyed the book. And one of the things I loved about the book was Zuri, who was like the main character of the novel. When she met Tisola, a guy, the guy really transformed her to become the better version of ourselves. Now, she was saying in the book that out of five, if you have five friends, you are the fourth person in the group. So if all your friends, what they talk about is marriage, what they talk about is marriage is a beautiful thing. Do you get? Because if they're not married, they will not give birth to me, and you'll not be watching my YouTube video. They won't give birth to other great people in the world. So marriage is very important. They talk about marriage all the time. They talk about eating. They talk about bags. What exactly do they talk about? How is it helping your life? They talk about alcohol clubs, doing a lot of things that are not going to be helpful to you this year 2023. What exactly are they talking about? Do you get? It really makes you admire you. Now some of us, we've determined this and say this year I'm going to get married. There's nothing wrong if you want to get married this year. If you are determined in your heart to get married, or you are determined to have a certain kind of relationship. But the other thing is, who do you want to have this relationship with? Are you mentally ready for this relationship? Do you just want to go into a relationship because other people are going into the relationship? What exactly do you want in the relationship? Like, what do you really want in the relationship? So there are questions you have to ask before going into the relationship, because there are a lot of scary stories around, and some people, they are not good persons. They are not people you want to waste your time and resources and effort with. So that's the third point. Then the final point is to be grateful and to be content with what you have. In as much as, yes, we want a whole lot of beautiful things to happen to us, it's good to be grateful for every beautiful little things that happen to us. We have to be very grateful in order to survive in this world, because there's always somebody out there that is better than you, that is finer than you, that is more sophisticated than you, that is excellent in his or her work, that is richer than you, and a whole lot and a whole lot. So if you're not grateful, if you feel insecure, you're not grateful of what you have, not grateful of where you are, no matter how bad the situation is. Learn to be grateful, learn to always say thank you, God. It's really going to help you this year. So those are the 4 beautiful mindsets that you must have for the year 2023. I hope that it's really going to help you, and I hope to see you at the top at the end of the year. I want us to look back and be like, oh, by the grace of God, we achieved this and we achieved that. Like I said earlier on, I'm writing a book, and I pray and hope I'll be able to publish it by the end of the first quarter 2023. So when it comes out, please show some love to your girl on Amazon and purchase the book. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching my video. I wish you a very, very happy new year. I pray that this year is going to be beautiful for you, that no matter what, God is going to come through for you. Have a wonderful year. Take care. Bye.